Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about another reason why some Japanese women hesitate to get married. When people talk about marriage in Japan, we often hear about money. We hear about long working hours. We hear about housework and childcare. But there is another issue that doesn't get as much attention: your partner's family. In Japan, getting married can sometimes mean building a relationship not only with your husband, but also with his parents and relatives. Of course, every family is different. Some women have great relationships with their husband's parents, and many families today are much more relaxed than they were in the past. But traditional expectations still exist. And for some women, those expectations can make marriage feel like a much bigger responsibility. Imagine you're a single Japanese woman in your 30s. You have a job. You have your own income. Maybe you live alone. You decide how to spend your money. You decide what to do on weekends. You can travel when you want. You can spend time with friends. You are independent. Then you get married. You gain a partner. Hopefully, you gain someone you love and trust. But sometimes you also gain many new responsibilities. For example, you may visit your husband's parents during New Year. You may visit them during Obon, the summer holiday period. When you visit, you might think about what gift to bring. You may wonder, should I help prepare dinner? Should I wash the dishes? Should I offer to help clean up? Am I visiting often enough? Should I call more often? What should I buy for Mother's Day? What about Father's Day? What about birthdays? What about family events? None of these things are terrible by themselves. And of course, maintaining a good relationship with your partner's family is normal in many countries. But the problem is when most of this responsibility falls on the woman. She may feel that she has to be a good wife and also a good daughter-in-law. She has to think about her husband's feelings, but she may also feel that she has to think about what his parents think of her. Am I polite enough? Am I helping enough? Do they like me? Did I say something wrong? This creates another kind of work. It's not physical work, it's emotional work. And sometimes it's exhausting. But there is an even bigger issue. What happens when the parents get older? Japan is one of the oldest societies in the world, so this is becoming a serious question for more and more families. At first, elderly parents may only need a little help. Maybe someone drives them to the hospital. Maybe someone buys groceries for them. Maybe someone helps with paperwork. Maybe someone calls them every day. But as they get older, they may need much more support. They may need help preparing meals, cleaning the house, taking medicine, going to the bathroom, taking a bath, visiting doctors, and some may develop dementia. Professional care services are available in Japan, but even when professionals provide care, someone in the family still has to manage many things. Someone has to answer phone calls, talk to doctors, visit the hospital, complete paperwork, make decisions. And traditionally, women have often done more of this family care. Men provide care too, and younger generations are changing. But women still tend to carry more unpaid housework, childcare, and family care. Now think about what this can mean for a married woman. She may eventually have 4 elderly parents to think about: her mother, her father, her husband's mother, and her husband's father. Of course, that doesn't mean she will personally care for all 4, but even helping 2 families can become a huge responsibility. And there is another problem. Japanese people are getting married later. Women are also having children later, so childcare and elder care can happen at the same time. Imagine having your first child in your late 30s. 10 years later, you're in your late 40s. Your child still needs you, but your parents may now be in their 70s or 80s. Your husband's parents may also need help. And at the same time, your career may be becoming more demanding. So suddenly, your child needs you. Your company needs you. Your parents need you. Your husband's parents may need you. And you still need to cook, clean, do laundry, manage the household, and somehow find time for yourself. There are only 24 hours in a day. In Japan, caring for children and elderly parents at the same time is sometimes called double care. And this can be extremely difficult. This is where marriage looks very different from the past. Several generations ago, many Japanese women became full-time housewives. The husband worked and earned most of the money. The wife managed the home and family. That system had many problems. Women were often financially dependent on their husbands, and their choices were limited. But the roles were clear. Today, things are different. Japanese women have careers. They have their own income. They have professional skills. Many want to continue working after marriage. But here's the problem. Women's lives changed much faster than some family expectations did. A modern woman may be expected to work like a traditional husband, while still taking care of the family like a traditional wife. She works all day. Then she comes home and does more housework. She raises children. And later, she may also become responsible for elderly parents. That's a lot. And this changes how some women think about marriage. Imagine you're financially independent. You can pay your own rent, you have your own savings, you have friends, you have hobbies, you can travel, you can build a comfortable life without getting married. Then marriage has to offer something positive. It should make your life better. But if marriage means more housework, more childcare, more family obligations, and possibly more elder care, some women may ask a very simple question: why should I choose that? This doesn't mean Japanese women don't want love. It doesn't mean they hate marriage. And it certainly doesn't mean all single women want to stay single. Many Japanese women still want to marry. Many want children. But having your own income changes the decision. In the past, marriage could provide financial security. Today, being single can provide another kind of security: freedom over your own time. So perhaps the problem isn't marriage itself. Perhaps the problem is what comes with marriage. If marriage means sharing happiness, sharing expenses, supporting each other's careers, sharing childcare, and sharing responsibility for both families, then marriage can be a wonderful partnership. But if marriage means keeping your career, doing most of the housework, taking care of the children, managing the relationship with your husband's family, and later caring for elderly parents, then marriage may start to look like another job. And I think this is something Japan needs to talk about more openly. Caring for parents is not a bad thing. For many people, it is an expression of love. Our parents took care of us. So naturally, many of us want to help them when they become older. The problem is not caring. The problem is automatically expecting women to do it. If my parents need help, why should my wife automatically become responsible? If her parents need help, why should she handle that alone? If both people work, then both people should be part of the conversation. And maybe these conversations need to happen before marriage. Who will help your parents when they get older? Who will help mine? What happens if one of them develops dementia? Would we live together? Would we use professional care? How would we divide our time? How would we divide the cost? These questions aren't romantic, but they are important because marriage isn't only about the wedding. It's about the next 30, 40, or 50 years. Japan has changed. Women have more education, more careers, more income, and most importantly, more choice. So maybe we should stop asking, why don't Japanese women want to get married? And ask a different question. What kind of marriage would women actually want to choose? Maybe the answer is simple: a marriage where two people share not only love, but responsibility. Where my parents and your parents become our shared concern. Where raising children isn't automatically the mother's job. Where caring for elderly parents isn't automatically the daughter's or daughter-in-law's job. And where marriage makes both people's lives richer, instead of making one person's life much harder. Japan's marriage problem has many causes: money, work, childcare, housework, changing values. But family responsibility is another important part of the story. Because once women have real independence, marriage cannot survive simply because society expects women to marry. Marriage has to be worth choosing. Thank you for watching. I'd love to hear about your country. When parents get older, who usually takes care of them? The sons? The daughters-in-law? Or does everyone share the responsibility? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy videos about Japanese society, relationships, family, and culture, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.